So I just gotten finished with a really good Adam Neely video, Suno, AI Music, and the Bad Future. And then I was looking through my channel's YouTube comments with lots of people asking me to analyze Justin Bieber's 2026 Grammy performance. And I saw the thumbnail and did a little bit of, reading and stuff. It's like, oh, he's performing in his underwear. This is going to be good. And this is also going to be my very first Justin Bieber vocal analysis. So, cool.
Please show some love for Justin Bieber.
Oh, look at the mirror. This is wild. So not only is he up there in an extremely exposed way, but he is, with this mirror, constantly reminded that he is like this because he's seeing himself while he's performing. He's forced to look at his vulnerability.
In the city, remember you used to drive a Yukon. I pick up whenever you call. Like in a parking lot in Tucson. Are you with me? In a Phantom with the roof gone. I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. I get up, you get a move on. Like you hard and I know. Like to go.
Now, Bieber, especially in his later career here, has done a wonderful job of being able to capture vocal dynamics and using breath pressure to do that. Listen to this line here.
Like in the parking lot in Tucson.
In the parking lot in Tucson. No. Like in the parking lot in Tucson. He leans in, he grows this note right to the point of almost distortion, sort of distortion. And then backs off, but there's this sheen, there's this presence to his voice. And then he backs off, even in a very similar note range, to the point where his vibrato,
Whenever you call,
even though it's not high, it ends up being in head voice. This is not you call. No, it's you call. It's so incredibly light. So he's using registration with his vibrato. He's also using compression to grow certain notes or certain note ranges and then backing off. This is really difficult to do and use in a way that doesn't seem contrived. He has worked very hard over the years at taking an already, naturally good voice in terms of pitch and melodic sense and creating a voice that's really quite interesting.
I used to drive a Yukon. I pick up whenever you call. Like in a parking lot in
Tucson. Even that little crack there. Tucson. I believe that's deliberate. He's releasing into that note, that beautiful note.
Pick up whenever you call. Like in a parking lot in Tucson.
You can't really do that. You can't be confident enough to crack your voice into something that is beautiful if you are afraid of your voice cracking to begin with. And this is sort of an analogy for how he's presenting himself on stage here. You know what? I'm exposed anyway. My body, my voice cracks, and there's a beauty in it.
Are you with me?
looking at himself. Now, Justin Bieber has a long history of being known as an incredible musician, right? From those really early YouTube videos of him drumming that his grandma posted online or something like that. And then we see this progression of like, wow, this guy really is talented. And we gravitate towards youthful talent, right? But where his story really gets interesting is with stuff like this. Where, yeah, there's really cool things going on with his voice and stuff like that, but he is communicating on a level that goes way beyond goodness. It's vulnerability. Now, in order to be a compelling artist, you need both. You need honed skills, and you need to take those honed skills and use them in a way that is connecting with others. If you'd like help doing that with your voice, I can help you. I'm a vocal coach, and I help people understand how to get to know themselves, how to get to know their bodies, and lean into sensations that enable amazing things that you can do with your voice. So if you'd like my help doing this, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free singing course.
But we could go faster. Just tell me the password. Slide city, you know what that means.
Let's talk about his posture. It's not a covered posture at all. Slide, it's very forward. And there's a bit of cry in his sound.
Slide city.
Slide. No, it's not an all-out belt in that range anyway. Slide. He's sort of on the back edge of his voice. Slide as opposed to slide. It's not a husky sound. You can say, well, no, it's just the way his voice sounds. No. Well, partially, but a lot of it is the way he's programmed his muscle memory to exist in sort of that relaxed back. It's not quite this, but it's definitely not this. You hear heavier voices, and then you hear lighter voices, and a lot of it is just the way they choose to place and posture. He's not that forward with his sound.
Slide city, you know what that means. I'm coming up on you quickly.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a witchiness to it. That's what gives him his range and his relaxed power.
That means I'm coming up on you quickly. I bring nice things, yeah. Slide city, slide. Plenty other men trying to get in the bed, so I'ma get slouched instead. You know it's gonna make you bad. What would I do? Yeah. If I didn't love you, baby?
That must be a sample.
What would I do?
Oh, his vocal agility is pretty amazing too.
Didn't love you, baby. What would I do if I didn't love you?
A nice fry entrance there too. So a lot of people ask me, how do you develop agility like Justin Bieber is doing here? Oh, I always tell them, start with the pentatonic scale, particularly the minor pentatonic scale. If you're a guitar player, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you can look it up and see what it is. But it sounds like this. La 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 la. It's a 5-note scale, penta. And most vocalists, when they are trying to start forming riffs and runs, if you only have 5 notes to practice moving around in, particularly notes that have been embedded in our culture with rock and blues for decades, it is easier to train your ear to those notes, and it's easier to train your muscle memory to work around those notes. So, how do you start developing vocal agility? Start with the pentatonic scale.
What would I do if I didn't love you, baby?
He's riffing straight out of the minor pentatonic scale right there.
What would I do if I didn't love you?
I like that. Has the little run, stops it, and then enters with a hard onset again. Just a nice articulation.
I didn't love you. I East St. Laurent, riding around town with your head done now.
There's another really nice sigh. Like he could have just said head, but he actually engaged his head voice.
East St. Laurent, riding around town with your head done now.
Head, instead of just head, right? Subtleties, subtle things that you know he's practiced, but because he's practiced them, he's free to just transparently express and really vulnerably express. Preparation plus vulnerability allows for a very real performance.
I could put you in the East St. Laurent, riding around town with your head done now. I know you like it when I tell you what you want. What you want, what you want, what you want.
Look at him crossing his arms and sort of that like, you know, this is one of those everybody's worst dream. You know, all of us have had these bad dreams, right? You go to school and you don't have pants on, or you're up on stage naked or in your underwear. I mean, he's doing the closest thing to many people's really bad dreams. And they seem so real. And he's put himself in this position willfully to make a statement, right? True art is connection and genuine communication from human to human. And when we get so caught up in all these barriers to this connection, a lot of times that's production. Recently, it's AI-generated content. This content is not being generated by a single human's perspective and what they have to say and what they have to express about how they feel. So it's not being related to on this sort of one-to-one sort of thing. You know, I listen to this song and it's this person singing this song. Yeah, to lots of people, but it's a person-to-person thing. And we are then relating as a group, as a society, to what he's saying. And we're relating with other people. So the fact that you're even watching this video shows that you were touched by this performance and this song. You want to be touched more by this song by hearing what other people, by hearing what I have to say about it, by hearing what another guy has to say about it. We crave community and connection through music. And performances like this remind us of that.
And I tell you what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want. I can tell your friends you yeah. You like to go slow, but we could go faster. Tell me the password. Slide city.
Let's listen to that again.
Slow, we could
Slow. I like how he goes, there's this like sharp thing that happens when he goes into his vibrato. It's really like sly and cool. And then he has this beautiful head voice lift.
You like to go slow, but we could go faster. Tell me the password. Slide city.
Tell me the password. Does he ground back?
Tell me the password. Slide city.
Oh yeah. Sly. Yeah. Oh, so he's got this sort of breathy approach to his head voice there. It's not a very covered crowed sort of thing. It's a very different posture than he has with his chest voice. So not only is he in this sort of la 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 posture that's sort of bright and cried a little bit, but then he goes to It's almost like he continues a sigh through his head voice. He doesn't have to be breathy here. That's a choice. And then he does a really good job of bringing it into a more belted, intense chest voice engagement than we've heard so far to dial up this contrast. That's why this line hits so hard.
Tell me the password. Slide city.
Sly. Yeah, right? It's not Sly. No. Sly. He really digs in there.
Tell me the password. Slide city. You know what that means. I'm coming up on you quickly. I bring nice things. Slide city. Plenty other men trying to get in the bed. so I'ma get slouched instead. You know it's gonna make you.
That's cool, showing shots of his wife beaming from ear to ear, so proud.
So I'ma get slouched instead. You know it's gonna make you beg. What would I do? Yeah. If I didn't love you, babe?
Yes, he hits the single sample there. That's cool. Just a simple and obviously almost maybe intentionally out of context. Like obviously, yeah. He's going for a very loose, raw, more than raw, like deliberately disjointed in some ways.
Baby, what would I do if I didn't love you, baby? What would I do?
Notice how he uses his jaw to articulate some of those runs and agility. That's really common in lots of great singers. You can see Whitney Houston do that quite a bit, Celine Dion. It's not tension. In fact, if he was tense, he wouldn't be able to move his jaw that freely. Although when people try to imitate this, like, oh, he's moving his jaw a lot to do runs, so I should move my jaw. The moving of the jaw is a result of free non-tension singing. If you try to move your jaw as you do a run, you will actually cause tension that will get in the way of the run. So just keep that in mind. The moving of the jaw is not what's enabling the run. It is a result of him being free and not tensing his jaw that is the jaw moving.
If I didn't love you, baby, what would I do?
Oh, listen to that.
Baby, what would I do?
Hear the subtle like pitch deviation. He's not like perfectly on there. He cracks into his head voice a little bit, and there's this sort of weep. This is good. This is good.
Baby, what would I do? If I didn't love you, what would
love you. You hear it drawing sharp, just ever so slightly in between the pitch. We love this kind of stuff. We love hearing things vary and breathe, and there's space and humanity to it.
what would I do?
Something that you don't hear in a lot of Bieber studio recordings because things are so ratcheted down with production and pitch correction.
Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Yeah.
Wow. He's gone. Oh, he's back. Yeah. Yeah, what did I say earlier? It's not just raw. It's intentionally, almost brashly unfinished, and his exit was just like that. There's not this like, hey, I just finished, let me take a bow, or give me applause, give me accolades. No, he finishes, he walks off, and then he comes back on and just stops. Like, there's not even an acknowledgement of the crowd. He's created this moment that was for himself and shared with others, but not to get anything back from the audience, merely to express. That's awesome. And it's something that I talk about on the channel quite a bit, that when we create works of art with our voice, with our music, we are to be in the posture of presenting that as a gift. And when you present something as a gift, you are not asking for payment. You're not asking for compensation. If I'm giving as an artist, I'm not asking for validation in return. I'm not asking for accolades. I'm simply giving. I'm simply expressing. And that is my gift. This was really good. I think the Grammys needed this. I think we're going to see, as music continues on this path of like, well, is it real? Is it created by humans or directly by humans or one human? Or is it super highly processed or is it raw? Having these things that are basic and stripped down. Now, I'm not talking about like, oh, they use that tool and I don't agree with that. It's really like, let's strip it down to a couple elements so that our minds and our hearts are busy relating to what's being said or sung or played. We can focus on just a couple elements rather than these elaborate productions. I think lots of music and writing is going to favor this approach more and more as we progress. Here's a video that I've done unpacking this idea of giving with your art and as a result, improving with your voice drastically. Check that one out. And again, if you would like help honing your voice and developing a true understanding of what it means to connect with yourself as an artist and express and connect with others in the process, click that link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. We'll see you for more.